Hello. I don't know if anyone is here. Oops, jeez. Messing with my mic. Hello. 1 second. Waiting for Roger to join here. Give me just a moment. Okay, yeah, I think I have. I was just checking the link that I gave him. Hello, everyone who is here, though. I see there's some people watching. Sorry, I'm eating. Don't mind me. I just got food delivered. If anyone watches my channel, you know I'm trying to cut back on my DoorDash, but, you know, needs must. Hello, PJ. What's up? Anybody else here want to say hey? Hello. Sorry again for my eating. I'm so uncouth eating on camera. Yeah, I think Roger must be having some technical difficulties. I'll wait for him to start. Oh, the new job is going great. Thank you so much. Yeah, day 3 started on Monday. So love that for me. Absolutely. And yeah, it's going really well. I'm enjoying it so far. Just doing all the training stuff. Training the training manager. That's what's happening. Yeah, I'm a training manager for a company that I won't say the name of purposely. But yeah, that's what I've been doing for the last, like, God, how long? 7 years? 8 years? Been doing like training, customer service, like e-commerce customer service training. And I actually really like it, which I feel like a lot of people think is really weird. Hi, Christy. What's up? What is up? Sorry, I was just messaging Roger again. Hello. Oh, there he is. Hello. I was like, I don't know where Roger went, but I was like, I was double
checking. Your DoorDash food. I took it and ran.
I was making sure I sent you the right link. I was like, crap, did I send him the wrong link or something?
No, there's just a little bit more traffic than I thought there was going to be.
You do live in California, so that is to be expected. Sorry, hold on.
Ooh, a quesadilla.
With potatoes in it. They're like
with
crispy potatoes
in it.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a quesadilla with a potato in it.
It's really good. And there's this sauce that's so good. It's called their gambler sauce. I don't really know what it is, but it's good.
It's a gamble, but
no, hey. Yeah, listen, Christy, that's what I said. Okay, I know the DoorDash.
She's trying to do a tapering goal, so she could still be on track.
I'm tapering down, and you know we're doing okay.
Because the goal was less than 5 times a week right now.
To average 5 times a week right now, so I might be like pushing it currently still.
We might be like 6 or 7, but
we're, you know, slowly but surely. I guess maybe it's kind of like a breakfast quesadilla. I don't know. Yeah, it's literally just cheese and potatoes, but they're like super crispy, like diced potatoes, like really crispy.
It seems like for you, the goal should be to just be like no more than once per day for now, and then when you can get.
Don't put me on blast like that. I'm just kidding. I put myself on blast, so it's fine. It's terrible.
I keep forgetting that you're like an hour ahead of me right now because you guys like just have opted out of daylight savings.
Yeah, we have, which I like for myself and my schedule and like my sleep schedule and stuff all year. But yeah, with like work and everything too, it's always like, okay, what time zone are you guys in right now? And like, am I the same as yet? Or like, it's just all over the place with trying to sort it out and everything. Right now in my training for this new role, there's like 6 agents also like going through the training at the same time as me, and everyone is in different time zones. Like we have like every time zone represented in the class. So like the training manager, she'll just be like, okay, we'll go on a break, come back at like 15 after whatever, like whatever time it is. Would having Easy make food around Alexa? Probably, but I'm a lazy
But here we are.
bum when it comes to cooking anything or like meal prepping. That is, I have been getting better, again, very slowly but surely, not necessarily every week, but with like pre-making like some tofu, like air fried tofu and stuff like that I can like throw in a salad. And
That's right. I always forget that you're a vegetarian.
yeah, well, pescatarian. I do eat some fish here and there.
Have you ever gone full vegan, or have you only?
Yeah. I initially, when I first started, I went full vegan for 6 straight months and then was like, this is not for me.
You're like, the joy has been taken from me.
No, it's just like, if I liked to cook, if I enjoyed like being in the kitchen and prepping food, like some people do, like as like a hobby and like this is so soothing to me, then I probably would have kept doing it, but I don't. So it was just too hard to like even just find stuff in like going out to eat. I go out to eat too much, like just like socially, or I did at the time. Now I eat DoorDash too much, but at the time was like going out to eat with like friends and this and that, and like it just was. I was like, I don't have the willpower for this.
But vegan means that you can't even have cheese, right? That would be my downfall.
Yeah, no animal products. Like if something even had like it was cooked in animal fat at all, or had honey in it at all, or like any animal byproduct.
It's interesting that honey is included, but
couldn't do it. I applaud everyone who can. I absolutely do. I don't know what I'm gonna read. I have 2 things I'm reading right now, and I'm liking both, but they're very different. I don't know. I just DNF'd another NetGalley e-arc. Whoops. I've been doing pretty good with it.
I wish DNF counted, because like that's feedback that you didn't like it and decided to not continue. I wish it counted, because there is the thing to be like, I'm not gonna be rating this because you DNF'd it. They should just make it an option.
Yeah, I wish it counted too, because it's like I picked it up. Especially I got like this one that I just recently DNF'd. I got like 45% into it. So I'm like, I read a decent amount of it. Like, I feel like I should get credit for this.
Especially if they had an option to be like, why did you DNF? So they're still getting like feedback from it.
Yeah.
But I don't see why it shouldn't count.
I want it to count towards my ratio, but alas, it does not. Well, it counts negatively, rather. I think, anyways, because mine was 65 and then went down to 63. I'm like, God dang it. I was making progress. But yeah, now I'm reading another one. That one was Cascade Failure by L.M. Sagas or something.
Was that like a sci-fi?
Yeah. And it's kind of like Becky Chambers-esque with like, oh, kitty, hello.
It's your favorite one, the one who liked all your petting.
Yeah.
Because Jujubee like never came out for you, but Katya is a hoe.
She was a fan. She's like, her eyes are like.
Oh, well, I guess it's just me and all the friends now. I'm sure she'll be back. So I guess we'll just continue the question of what are we reading? I'm trying to finish Reaper's Gale, which is book 7 of the Malazan Book of the Fallen. I'm in the last chapter, but it's one of those chapters that I think in the audiobook is like 4.5 hours. So that's kind of a crime. Ooh, Ship of Magic. I had conflicting feelings about that ending. Are you liking the ending so far? Because I think if you're only 100 pages left, then you've gotten to the parts that I hated. So let's see. Vanished Birds. That's Simon Jimenez, right? Like the sci-fi e one. I haven't read any of him. I still have what's it called? The Spear Cuts Through Water, but I haven't tried it yet. Son of Blood and Ruin. I don't know what that is. Ooh, all of the Keeper of the Lost City is better than me. Because I still have, I mean, I've read the first, is it 8? Because then she came out with 8.5, and I don't think I ever read 8.5 or 9, and now she's coming out with 9.5. So, like, Malazan scares you. I mean, that's fair. Like, I've had a weird experience with Malazan mainly because I went in expecting to just be confused based on the writing style, and it's not so much confusing in that way. It's confusing like Dark Souls is confusing, where I can tell that there's context I'm supposed to have that I just don't have. So, ooh, God Killer. God Killer is very fun. Witch King. I've only heard bad things. How are you liking Witch King? Because I feel like the only people that I know that have liked. I don't know anybody that's liked it. See, Purple Dragonfly, you and I agree. It is a crime. It is. I mean, I listen to audiobooks obnoxiously fast. Like my husband will make fun of me all the time. Like if he hears it like coming out, um, like if I'm immersion reading, I'll be at like 3 to 3.25 times speed. So even on 3.25 times speed, it's a 90-minute chapter because it's 4 hours and 10 minutes long. Rereading the Gilded Wolves. That's the one that gets comped to Six of Crows all the time, right? Like kind of heisty. Lies of Locke Lamora, I've heard, have not read. The Tainted Cup. The only Robert Jackson Bennett I've read, Christy, is the Divine Cities trilogy, but I've only read the first 2. For some reason, I haven't finished it because it's just a trilogy and it's obviously available. I just haven't read it. Gender Bent Zora retelling. Oh, that's the Of Sun and Stars or whatever. I feel like or of Blood and whatever. I feel like Jashana DNF'd that, didn't he? Or she loved it in the beginning and then didn't love it by the end. Something. There was something. So when she comes back, we'll ask her about that. House of Open Wounds. Is it like so? Is the House of Open Wounds like a direct sequel, or is it just like a companion novel to the whatever his other city book is? I'm enjoying Witching. Love that for you, because like literally, I don't know anybody. I think everybody always, at least that I've ever talked to on BookTube about Witch King, is always like, meh, 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 meh. Oh no, not just Shauna's webcam being broken. I mean, just come in on your phone. Ooh, your first Robert Jackson Bennett. That's exciting. I mean, he does really good, at least from the one series that I've read. And from what I've gathered from people who have read like Foundryside and his other stuff, he's very good at bringing in like good mystery elements to fantasy. So if you like kind of mystery stuff, and having it in a fantastical setting, then he does a good blend of those two genres. One for My Enemy, is that her new like more romancy type one? I feel like I'm picturing the cover with like a skull on it or something. I don't know much about Olivia Blake though. Well, let's see. I'm trying to figure out how to do any of the things. Because I think Shoshana had all of the like controlling access for us to set a timer and stuff. But I'll pull up some kind of timer and we can start reading, and hopefully she'll be able to rejoin us. Oh, okay. Well, she's stalking us, but she's not here in person. So let's go ahead and maybe do like a 40-minute sprint, shall we? If I'm yeah, I'm being held hostage by this beast who just snuck out of nowhere. What are you doing, Juji? Oh, you don't want to be on camera. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and read for 40 minutes, and hopefully by the time that time has elapsed, Joshana will have figured out her technical difficulties or just joined us on her phone. But we shall chat soon about what we're reading, and hopefully I'll have made somewhat of a dent in this 4-hour-long chapter. Okay, well, we'll talk soon, friends.
Hello, can you hear me? Oh God. Why is it echoing?
Gotta get a headphone.
It's terrible. Hold on.
I mean, you're not wrong. As I'm reading this book.
Okay. Is this better? It's still optimized. This is so annoying. Why is this happening?
Do you have to mute the mic from the original laptop?
It's muted. It like thinks it doesn't work. Hold on. Frick. I hate my life. Wait, okay. Can you hear me now?
That seems to have fixed it.
All right, the camera still is stupid.
So you have the mic from one and then the camera from the other. Perfect.
This is so stupid. No, it muted the other thing again. Is it echoing?
Yeah.
God, freaking dang it. Okay, just do this.
Yeah, just don't move.
And it's just my stupid computer keeps like disconnecting my audio and my video, and the video won't come back, my webcam, but apparently the audio is going in and out. Okay, can I set that in there? Are we gonna be cool? What the freaking frack? This is a nightmare. I can't. Oh, I have to open it. Oh my God. It's the most janky. Swear. I am in the Matrix or something. I don't even know. Yeah, I have no idea what happened. Whatever. How was your reading? Did you get through your chapter? I heard you saying.
No, not even close.
Oh my God.
I got through maybe a third of it.
That sucks. You're reading one of the Malazan, you said?
Yeah, it's book 7.
Bro, give it up.
And then it's just, this book has been more annoying than most for me pacing wise, because like we've been building to this huge Civil War conflict like the whole freaking book, and now I'm up to like 94%, and we're kind of starting to do like the final like invasion of this city, but then we just keep flashing to these other random people and just having conversations. We're not like actually doing anything. We're just like talking about stuff from other people's it's like a little wild.
Sounds terrible. I want nothing to do with anything.
And then there was like random. I was gonna be like, "Hey, at least one thing I can say about this book is it didn't have any weird Shexy stuff." And like, I was like, literally, as soon as I thought that, then there was like this weird, like, I don't know. It.
Oh man, no fun. I can't wait to hear about it in more detail. You have to tell me later. One chapter being that long would make the whole series. Yeah, right?
Well, then never read Wheel of Time, because I feel like every prologue was pretty much this long.
God. I couldn't do that one either. No, thank you. I couldn't even finish season 1 of Wheel of Time.
The show?
Yeah. The stupid guy, the main guy, the stupid idiot, Rand or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
God, I wanted to like jump through the TV and fight him in the streets. And Elle and Sean were both like, yeah, you probably wouldn't like the books.
No, he was probably a little bit less annoying in the show than he was in the book.
Yeah. No, thank you. I read a little bit of this, barely.
What is that? Emily St. John Mandel? I mean,
yeah.
The name sounds familiar.
The Glass Hotel. The other one is Station 11. That's like more popular.
It's more literary fiction, right?
Yeah. Well, Station 11 is like dystopian, but it's not like all super sci-fi. It's like after a pandemic. It's fun rereading that. And when did I read it? 2022, I think. I was like, oh, this is sort of familiar, except with a different end result. And I think that this and the other one that I have, Sea of Tranquility by her, are all like in the same world. I think, which I guess is our world, but like there's similar characters and stuff, is what I've heard. I haven't come across them yet, though. Everything I've heard about Malazan makes. Yeah, same here.
So the complex piece comes in because a lot of his world building is ripped off from Dungeons and Dragons, which he even freely admits, because he talks about how like the original world building was based on their Dungeons and Dragons campaign. So what a lot of people find complex is not as complex to me, because I have the one-to-one comparisons. I'm like, oh, this race is this race from Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. So like that part isn't annoying to me. It's like the very obscure, intentionally vague, cryptic conversations that feel repetitive.
Yeah.
And then everybody and their mom saying like, oh, it's so much better on reread. I'm like, okay, but that means that his original story was so convoluted
that you had to read
10 books to get context to then understand what you were supposed to like. It just prevents any like real emotional impact. So when people talk about how they love the characters in this series, I don't understand how.
Yeah, nothing about it ever sounds fun to me.
The thing is cool, I mean, but that's all I've got.
Maybe the first two and stuff did more than me.
I mean, book one was my favorite one of the series so far.
Oh, that's sad.
Which isn't saying much, because even that one I think was like maybe 4 stars, like not. There was somebody else that was in here that was talking about a book that you had read of Sun and something, like the Zorro retelling.
Oh, Son of Blood and Ruin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that one. There was another one, Son of... What the heck was that other one? There was the other one that was like... Oh my god, that's going to drive me nuts. Son of Blood and Ruin. I can't remember. The covers were like colorful, similar to, and they're both like Latin American, like worlds and stories and stuff. But yeah, Son of Blood and Ruin by Marielle Lares. I liked it. I didn't love it.
I feel like you were obsessed for like the first bit.
Yeah, the first like half, I was like, heck yeah, I'm so into it. And then it just kind of fell off the plot, but I still liked it enough that I want to continue. So I do plan on that. If anyone says, yeah, it's the same. I've always
it's just
heard
funny
that.
How often people say that for series.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like people always say that about Dresden too. Like give it till what, like book 4 or 5, and then it really expands.
I know. I'll give it maybe 2. And if I'm not into it, then I'm out. No. I always saw that very different from any of the ones we're talking about. But Throne of Glass, people also say, like, ooh, the first 3 books, you have to get to the 4th one. And I didn't feel that way. I'm like, if I had felt that way, I would not continue.
Because we started with Assassin's Blade, and I was
I didn't the first time. Well, the first time I read it, I started with Throne of Glass, because I don't think Assassin's Blade was a thing yet then. And I freaking loved it. I loved all the first ones. The book that everyone says, like, that's where it picks up. That's like one of my least favorites of the series. Heir of Fire or whatever. Like, nah. What is that? Oh, more. As a Dragonlance. I don't know that one.
Dragonlance is an alternative D&D campaign setting. But like the book series is, there's pretty much only one order and it follows one main cast, so it's a lot easier. And eventually it follows their kids, which is where I didn't like it as much. But
you guys are
good luck with House of Chains. I mean, House of Chains is one of the easiest to follow because you follow like a single character and you see his whole arc. And that is like a foreign notion to Mr. Erickson to give you a full character arc in a single book.
No, thanks.
Wheel of Time, I don't think anybody says that it gets good after book 6. They all say that that's the slog.
That there's this 5 to 6 books to get through to like make it through the slog. No, absolutely not. I'm
for that one, it's like book 1 is very Lord of the Ringsy. Book 2 is in most people's top. So I'm like, if you try book 2 and you hate it, the series is just not for you. Run away.
Run far. It's always yeah, exactly.
Molasses is the weirdest one though, because they're always like, oh my god, I can see so much reread potential. Or even when people are reading it, they're like, I don't understand anything, but I look forward to rereading it. And I'm like, that doesn't sound fun.
I just think it's
like, I'm not confused.
I feel like people drink the Kool-Aid.
Because everybody always talks about like, they're so confused. And I'm like, well, I'm not confused. I know what's going on. I'm annoyed that there's so much filler and conversation in between. But like, I understand what's happening for the most part. Obviously, some of the like whose mom is who and like all of that junk, I don't care. But like, I can't imagine reading books that are like 1,000 pages and being still confused after book 6 and being like, well, I really like it, but I have no idea what's going on. I'm like, what is wrong?
I'm confused for like 3 chapters, and I'm like,
I'm just like, who hurt you? Like, why is that? Like, I love it, but I'm so lost. Okay.
Throne of Glass, yes, still my fave.
I mean, Throne of Glass is her
that's peak. Everyone's fave. Everyone loves
my fave. My fave is still Empire of Storms.
I can't remember which one. I think Queen of Shadows, just because of Manon things. Love her so much. I gotta get to Throne. Oh god, I gave up with that after
freaking ACOTAR.
I gave up after ACOWAR, and that one I was like, I think I gave it 3 stars after giving the first 2 5, and then that third one was hot mess. It's when she really started to ignore her editor, I think, or just not have one.
And the Court of Silver Flames, you saved yourself like 800 pages of weird, smutty, but not even like good relationship building smut, just like, it's so huge. Oh.
I can't. I don't want to do anything. Okay, I read the first thing. Yeah, man. If it's like lukewarm, why continue? You're a completionist, Roger, so you do that, and I don't understand.
Yeah, Molasses been a lot of like 3-ish stars, and I'm on book 7, and they're getting just longer and longer. I think the audiobook is like 44 hours or something.
Oh man, no thanks. What? I wouldn't be surprised if she has. Go out like that. I have no interest. I've heard that too. Yeah, that there's. Well, when was that? When did Wheel of Time come out originally? Was it in like the 90s?
In the 90s, yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I gave SJM too many chances. The only books I've liked were.
Yeah, literally.
I liked ACOTAR.
January 15th, 1990 is when Eye of the World was published.
Okay. Yeah, so 1990. Way early.
You liked House of Sky and Breath?
We know I did not.
Cannot
Nor
relate.
did you. Neither one of us
relate.
did. I hated it with a fiery passion.
That has to be... ACOMAF, I understand. Like, that's probably one of her best romances that she's done. But, like, HOSAB? Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I can't. Throne of Glass, man, that was peak, apparently. The only series of hers that I've liked solid all the way through. No.
Well, it's also when you felt like stakes, because, like, things happened in the last book that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. Even by the last book, though, she was starting to kind of have the lower stakes, and then all the other series, there's not really any. I can't hate read if I'm not. Yeah.
Well, I'm just kind of lucky because I don't really get slumpy that often. I can't really.
You don't even hate read. You just lukewarm. I'll finish read, which I don't understand. I cannot.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, House of Flame and Shadow was kind of fun. I understand hating House, but then I'm weird because House of Flame and Shadow, I was just thrilled that the love interests were literally separated into like basically different places for a good third of it.
Like, thank God.
It's like, yay, they can't talk to each other.
They
like
can't be corny and just cringy and terrible. Oh, God, that was a struggle, man. I don't care for some. Oh yeah, I don't either. I know the main romance in Throne of Glass, like as it goes on, what ends up being like Endgame. The first time I read it, I kind of hated. I was like, ew, I hate this love interest. But on reread, he was fine, but I didn't care that much. I just like.
I mean, I think it's actually less of a weird alpha male thing, arguably in ACOTAR, because the main love interest is not an alpha male. Really, I mean, in the Court of Silver Flames, the dynamic changes in ways that I don't appreciate. But at least in the original trilogy, the love interest is not.
Luke, yeah, that's what Overfang. There's a lot of.
I mean, she's an idiot. She's a reactionary idiot and always has been.
I liked her in the first book, but as I went on and on about, she was like a different character in this second book to me.
I mean, in book 3, she'll literally be meeting with like a world leader and come in just like bitchy from the start. And you're like, that's not really a great way of dealing with like a person who kind of maybe is thinking about murdering you. I don't know if coming in and being like,
not there.
Seems like a good way to get murdered.
Oh, no, I'm not. I am not. I don't think I will. I don't know.
I mean, if she did read it, I don't think she'd hate read it. I think
that's the only reason.
DNF.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm considering maybe getting it from the library, is that I've heard a lot of people being like, if you hated the second one, like this one is an improvement. So I'm like, maybe. But
it's still back to the level of Earth and Blood, but it was fun, especially if you care about any of the lore connecting the worlds. But I don't think you really care anymore because you didn't even care enough to continue into Akos.
No. Like, if there was Throne of Glass hard crossover, I would be much more inclined to be like, heck yes.
I was hopeful, but no.
If I'm not going to see Manon or Abraxos, I kind of don't care that much. Is there less door friendly?
I mean, I feel like they're outside a lot, so yeah.
Yeah, they are. They're camping a lot. Sleeping in tents. You can't really lean on a tent. Yeah, that would have been cool.
I mean, I wish she just didn't cram everything into Hofast.
I love that all the acronyms. Hofast. Emily. Oh yeah.
My favorite Fae will forever be the Mary Gentry series because people always talk about how like, oh, Cruel Prince has evil Fae. I was like, girl, you haven't read anything until you have the Queen of Air and Darkness, knowing that her people are immortal. So she really like pulls out his intestines and is standing on them to torture him because she did something he didn't like. So I'm like, if we're talking evil Fae, that's kind of like my bar for evil Fae.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to read that. I need to read that. Oh, the goat. Yeah. How cute. I love it. Any more Fae, actually. Yeah, tiny. Exactly. Just stirring the pot, causing a ruckus, shenanigans. Yeah, it's truly. Yeah. The Child.
Oh, that's by Brahm. It's like a Peter Pan.
Yeah. I've seen that around, I think. The other one I'm reading right now, I really like. It's another NetGalley e-arc. But I haven't heard anybody talk about it. But it's on my like anticipated releases. The Wings Upon Her Back by Samantha Mills. It's like this world where we have different sects of like the scholar sect, the like.
I do like how enunciated you just made that to make sure it didn't sound.
Yeah. And then they have like warriors though that are people can get modified, like you can get body modifications with like enhanced eyeballs,
so almost
like mechanical arms that are strong. And the warrior sect gets wings. Well, some of them, the best, like implanted into their spine and stuff that they can take on and off. They're like these big metal wings. And we have our main character who's like one of those, but then promptly kicked out and things ensue. And it's really cool so far. I really like it. I'm like 40%, 30, 30%, I think. Yeah, it is interesting.
I mean, I'm just in my lukewarm era because then the next thing I have that I was going to start reading is the next Robin Hobb book.
Oh, God. Again, I'm the worst like fantasy booktuber. For as much fantasy as I do read, I don't want to read any more Robin Hobb. I don't want to read Malazan. I don't care to read any more.
What did you read by her? Did you just read Assassin's Apprentice?
Yeah. And
did you finish it or did you DNF it?
I finished it, but I wanted to DNF it. I get that, like, it's cool. Her writing is good or whatever. It just wasn't for me. I might try freaking Stormlight soon. Stormlight Archive. But I don't know.
So curious.
I don't know. I know. I just can't tell if I'm going to like it or absolutely hate it. But I'll DNF if I hate it. So, like, no harm, no foul. You know?
Ooh, Carrie's calling you out. Now who's putting you on blast?
What? How do you guys
She called you a fake fantasy
fan? Oh, I know. That's genuinely, I would have a much bigger channel. My channel would have grown a lot more years ago if I had picked up these things, but I can't make myself want to. I love vampires, so I'm always down for, as long as they're good vampire, like cool, well done vampires. A lot of times I feel like they're not as fun as long as their skin. Yes, exactly. Oh yeah, everyone talks about that. Robin Hobb ripping your heart out and stuff. Well, I wanted to do another sprint maybe, but my phone is now dying. This is the most chaotic, janky reading sprints. Oh my god. Oh wait, yeah, a lot of things are just a real thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I say like a bad fantasy book to it for as much fantasy as I read, because I read a crap ton of it. It's like 80% of what I read is fantasy. It's just not Malazan or Wheel of Time or Sanderson or Hobb or Tolkien.
Which is always interesting to me how many of the like big ones besides like Malazan and Sanderson are kind of lower magic, like Game of Thrones, Tolkien.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, Vampire Cat. No, I haven't. I watched the one movie that they made that I don't think was very good, if I remember correctly. But it was fun.
Yeah, I haven't ever read any Vampire Academy.
I also never read Vampire Diaries, but I love the show and the originals. I love the originals. Oh my god. I love it so much. You know, thank you. Yeah, it's just being a booktuber in the fantasy kind of realm. You get more views if you talk about the bigger names, you know?
Well, I just think it's so funny because like fantasy fans have been so ostracized for so long as it being like a nerdy hobby, and now that it's almost more popular, people are trying to be like elitist about the types of. It's like shut up.
Yeah,
shut up.
Very pretentious. This is like highbrow fantasy. I'm like, no, stop. Yeah, right. I think I had heard. I think I'd heard of Wheel of Time. Yeah, just from seeing it in bookstores so much.
But yeah, the really awkward cover of the first one with the tiny little.
I don't know what's happening. Okay, I'm back. What the frick was that? Just when I was still. I don't even know. I give up. Swear. Oh, Vampire Diaries. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, hey, Evie. Good night. Didn't know you were here. Yeah, I think I need to go anyways. Maybe that's what's happening. My phone is now crapping out. So sorry. We
That's
tried.
all good. Alex is cooking. He's making us pork
Okay.
chops and some spaghetti squash.
Ooh. Oh, fun. Fancy. Fancy, fancy.
Oh,
Oh,
good luck with the interview with the vampire.
I did after that one. Dude, I couldn't with the weird, creepy, pervy, pedophile stuff. Like, I couldn't do it. I didn't, I don't want to be too spoilery, but I mean, it's a really old, like, book, and there's a movie and everything.
And a TV show.
Without being too, like, spoilery, a vampire who gets turned as, in the book, a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old, like, and then not on purpose. I don't think, if I remember, it's like, oh, whoops, we're gonna save her, right? And then when she's older, technically, like, has lived as a vampire long enough to technically be an adult, she still has a 6-year-old body, and, like, fine, whatever. But then there's a sex scene, at least one, where someone is commenting on her having a 6-year-old body in a sexy way. And I was like, maybe I don't want to keep reading this. It just made me really uncomfortable. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Even though in my head, I'm like, I get it that she's not actually a child, like, mentally or anything. But could we have just not mentioned her body, please? Like, I don't want to. Don't tempt me. No.
Order some crumble cookies or whatever it is that you guys like.
I haven't gotten those in forever. Anyway. Oh, I didn't know that, but it makes the character didn't bother me. And even there being a sex scene, fine, whatever. But I think it was just the fact that, like, we were referencing
sexualizing a child body.
Yeah, it just rubbed me the wrong way. And, like, it's one of those things too that if it doesn't bother someone, I'm like, yeah, that's to each their own, right? It just wasn't for me. All right, well, thanks for hanging out, everyone, and suffering through my various technical issues that I still don't know what was going on or is going on. Hopefully I can fix it. We'll see. But that's all, unless you had anything else. Roger, gonna go eat some food?
I'm gonna eat some food, and then I'm gonna attempt to finish this book tonight. I'm friggin' determined. I have like 45 minutes left. I can do this.
You can do it. I don't know.
But I'm like, do I really want to read Fool's Errand next? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I need to read something.
Probably not. Fun. Probably not. Oh, I appreciate the support. Makes it interesting.
Maybe I'll grab An Accident of Stars because I have it.
Yes, you should. Do it. But what if you hate it? Oh, God. I hope you don't hate it. You'll have to let me know if you do start it, though. All right. Talk to everyone later. Goodbye.